on, everybody? Y'all do me a favor. Y'all know what we got to do first. Make sure y'all hear everything. So give me a sound check. Let me know that y'all hear the sound. All right. Give me a sound check. All right. Everybody else can hear good? Cause everybody else can hear me good, you can get right on into it. Hold on, let me switch something out real quick. All right. Oh, you like that thunder? Yeah, I like that too. That's why I kind of switched things around. It is beautiful. That's why I started off with this. And get everybody kind of loose a little bit. Try to get you in the mood, you know. Well, I don't know if I should say get you in the mood, but I guess kind of relax you a little bit to hear soothing sounds. That's why I chose to do that when I started my show. But anyway, guys, let's get right into it. Welcome to the Chris Storm Show. All right, what's going on, everybody? This your man Chris Thorns, and as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching my content. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and share. And speaking of sharing, give me just a minute. I need to share this up with a couple of people real quick. Then we're going to get right into it. So give me just a minute. All right. So I got that out the way. First of all, let me say this before we get started. Thank everybody for your prayer, your wishes, especially with the death of my grandmother and the little scary crisis that I went through the other day. I am doing fine. Don't know if I'm doing right at 100, but I'm close to it. But I am doing fine, you know. I don't wish that on anybody. What I had happened to me. And I think they would be scared for anybody to go through that. You wake up and sharp pain going through your chest, you dizzy in the head, you nauseated, you know, they would scare the shit out of anybody, you know, because you don't know you're having a stroke or a heart attack. You don't know what the hell going on. So, had ended up going to the emergency room. For what they told me at the emergency room, everything came back fine. Did my stress test Friday. I guess I won't know the results to that until I go see my doctor, which would be this Thursday. I guess he'll talk to me if he find anything going on with that. But for right now, I do feel fine. Unless the doctor tells me otherwise, he has found something else that's going on with me. But in that though, y'all are amazing people. You know, y'all, a lot of y'all sent y'all thoughts and prayers, and I appreciate each and every last one of y'all for both of them. My grandma passing and this what happened to me, so I really appreciate it. But anyway though, let's get right into this show because I ain't gonna hold y'all for long. And thanks to Donna Jackson. Donna Jackson brought this story to my attention. I had a little time to research this story, and this is a disgusting story, just as well as any other story that I have done. But, you know, again, some stories are more disgusting than others. And then when the justice system gets involved, that makes it more disgusting and disturbing. Amen. The man that you see down at the bottom of my screen name is John Hopkins. The meats and potatoes, John Hopkins was a former physical education teacher, which was one of my favorite courses in junior high school. But how can it be one of your favorite courses when you got a man like this walking on the earth or walking into school? He has been accused, charged, and convicted of sexual gross imposition of first grader girls. And allegedly he was caught on video doing this. And it was 28 girls he did this to. So in case you didn't hear me again, first graders. 28 of them. And you're going to hear later on how many years this man got for doing what he did. And you tell me if the justice system ain't fucked up. You tell me if the justice system ain't fucked up. All right, guys. So let's get right into it, and let's hear it.
In life,
Jesus Christ, a damn man. I knew I should have played this first. Hold on.
Butler County, a verdict in a sex abuse case involving a local gym teacher.
Austin Hopkins is guilty of molesting dozens of young children. Tessa DeTiro has been in the Warren County courtroom all day. She's joining us now live. And Tessa, it took jurors 11 hours to reach this verdict.
It did, Kyle. They had a lot of evidence to comb through in this case. They found John Austin Hopkins guilty on 34 counts of gross sexual imposition. He was facing 36 of those counts. Tensions were high in the courtroom as the verdict was read. The 28 first grade girls that this case centered around, their families stayed to hear that verdict read. They were emotional as that was happening. And Hopkins' family was there too, and they were emotional as well.
Austin Hopkins, you're my son. You will always be my son.
We'll get all that.
Austin, we love you and we know you didn't do it. That's true.
Somebody in his family said, "We love you and we know you didn't do it." I find that disheartening, because if they got video showing what this man is doing, then how can you still be so blind and naive to say that this man wasn't doing this? If the court is playing video, which you're going to see in one of these articles that I play, they're going to bleep it out, but it's supposed to show that he's brushing up against these young girls. But, you know, I guess at the same time, you know, everybody going to stand over their family. You know, they're going to believe what they want to believe, because what's a famous thing you always hear? I know them better than that. I know they won't do nothing like that. Do you? Do you? And maybe a lot of us need to get out there frame of mind saying, well, we know what people would or would not do. Because again, in public, they show one face. Behind closed doors, they show another face. That's why they call people two-faced.
Love you, we love you so much.
In closing arguments this morning, the state says Hopkins' actions are just side hugs and high fives are not just side hugs and high fives like he claims. The defense says Hopkins is a high-functioning autistic and didn't know that these actions were inappropriate. Hours worth of surveillance video, like we talked about, shows Hopkins.
How many of y'all believe that? How many of y'all believe that? They say he's autistic and he didn't know what he was doing was wrong. How many of y'all believe that?
Placing girls on his lap, nuzzling them, touching under their shirts, and wrapping them around him.
You mean to tell me this man did not know that? Set him on the lap, going under their shirt and all that stuff. So you mean to tell me he's autistic? He didn't know what the hell he was doing? This is what I talk about with cases like this. People use their disability to try to say they didn't know what the unknown was. Come on now, I work with people in that department. A lot of them are smart as fuck and they know exactly what to do and what not to do. I worked with a man when I first got into this field. I think he dealing with autism. He knew what was right and what was wrong, and not to go that far with children and not to go that far with anybody. Now, he would talk to grown women in a sexual manner, but he would never touch them without permission. Let alone that man, autistic as he was, he loved children. He loved children. So again, I had to ask, do you believe that he didn't know what the fuck he was doing? Well, you got people mentally challenged that I work with know exactly what the fuck they doing. Who believe that shit?
It was a long year as families endured interviews and even the young girls testifying and parents testifying in this case.
My impression is it's an overall impression of relief that we've gotten through this step of the process. Certainly, I think most of them would have liked to have gone straight to sentencing tonight and to have this matter behind them entirely and work on trying to move forward with the issues that every one of them is going to have from here on out, trusting people.
Judge Robert Peeler has not set John Austin Hopkins' sentencing yet. He did say there will be no pre-sentence investigation, but he would like a mental check on Hopkins. He is in state custody tonight. In Warren County, Tessa DiTiro, Local 12 News. Back to you in the studio.
All right.
So we heard that they're gonna run a mental evaluation on him, which I'm pretty much sure they already did. But here's the thing, though. Here's my thing. Even when they run the mental evaluation, what does they say? Does they give him an excuse as to what he did? Does it give him an excuse? And if that's the case, why was he there in the first place? Did he ever have a history of doing this? Did a lot of people ever feel uncomfortable with the man around their child? And was this told to the school system? And the school system still hired him because maybe they were scared of being hit with discrimination. Which go back to say what we always talk about, the CPS. Anybody can make a false call to CPS because they hate somebody and get their kids fucked with. But they don't get a mental evaluation. So why should he get one? I don't get it. But this the system that we live in today. That this big grown ass man, 28 damn girls, sexual gratification going under their shirt and stuff. And Lord knows if he got his own child, he know not to go under her shirt. Y'all don't want to get me started preaching. Lord knows and behold, if he got his own child, do he go under her shirt? 9 times 10 he don't, because he know better. So how the fuck you gonna say he probably don't know better going up with other girls' shirts if that ain't your daughter? Yeah. Let me know if I say something wrong now. Y'all let me know if I said something wrong. And Spencer just said it. It's a motherfucking ridiculous. It is.
Which is what Hopkins originally told police during his interrogation. The defense argues Hopkins is on the high-functioning end of the autism spectrum, claiming Hopkins was unaware of his actions and that he was unaware that they were inappropriate.
Wait a minute. Now, from my recollection, when it comes to high function people with disability, high function means Or I could be wrong. High function mean they could do a lot for themselves and they need minimal assistance. So if you're using the term high function, then I'm kind of confused how you using it here. Because high function, according to my knowledge, what I learned, they know how to do a whole lot of stuff by themselves. And a lot of them know right from wrong. They still make mistakes, but a lot of them know right from wrong. So maybe I'm getting confused how they using it up in here as far as high function when they say that.
David Ciccarelli, Hopkins' attorney, argues because of his autism, again, Hopkins was not aware his actions were inappropriate, so he should be acquitted.
He should be acquitted. Let me ask you this. So you mean to tell me he's so high function, using the terms that they use, he's so high function, he know he was wrong, he getting his dick on hard for a little child? He didn't know he was wrong for that. You mean to tell me this big grown ass man did not know when his dick was getting hard for a child? He didn't know that was wrong? But I guess when you're a defense lawyer, that's what you got to do. You got to convince people that he didn't know what he was doing. I say bullshit.
Is his diagnosis wrong? Is there something wrong with his diagnosis? And you bet, if there was, you would have heard it.
As his defense attorney said, he's a 25-year-old, sexually naive, autistic virgin. That's their defense. But ladies and gentlemen, the reason those behaviors are inappropriate is not because he's a 25-year-old, sexually naive, autistic virgin.
Hold on, Spence, I'll call you in a minute.
Because those behaviors were for his sexual gratification.
Hopkins faces 36 counts of gross sexual imposition, and if found guilty, he could face up to 5 years per count. Of course, we will be monitoring if and when the jury makes a verdict, and of course, I'll have...
Tomorrow will mark 2 weeks since George Floyd died.
Now, they said right there he could have faced up to 5 years for each child. So that means if you could have faced up 5 years for each child, I got 140. That gonna be 140 years. You think this motherfucker got 140 years? He did not. Listen to how many years he got. Listen.
Teacher to prison on child molestation charges in a case that he calls heart-wrenching. John Hopkins was convicted of almost 3 dozen sex crimes involving children. Christian Hauser was in the courtroom for emotional testimony.
The hearing took more than 3 hours. Several parents of victims told the judge how their daughters and their family lives had been changed forever because of what happened. Many of them asked the judge to hand down the most severe punishment he could. John Austin Hopkins was convicted of 34 counts of gross sexual imposition for touching 28 first-grade girls. That charge carries a sentence of between 1 and 5 years each. Judge Robert Peeler sentenced him to 3 years on many of the counts and then 5 years on the remaining counts. Both
Do the math. What's 5 plus 3? Do the math. What's 5 plus 3? Eight motherfucking years for 28 children. 8 motherfucking years for 28 children. Now, I don't want to go this route, but let's play devil's advocate. How many of y'all feel if it was a black man with the same shit going on up here, where he got 8 years, or he got the maximum 140? Y'all know I don't like to play the race card, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate on this one. What if a black man had autism and did this to 28 girls? Will he get the same treatment? "28 girls and only 8 years in prison." You gotta love the justice system, eh? You gotta love it. Hold on, let's keep listening. Maybe we're gonna hear something else.
Both sets of those will be served concurrently, meaning at one time. Judge Peeler then combined both groups into one and sentenced Hopkins to 8 years in prison.
I feel for the victims in this case. I understand what a horrible thing this is. I have grandchildren myself. I have a 9-year-old granddaughter. I have 4 others, 2 boys and 2 girls younger than that. One thing that's different about this case, yes, we have maybe a lot more, if I can say serious, because I don't want to demean what's happened here. But as a human being, you see your own family, your own children and grandchildren's faces in the face of those victims, and you know that could be your granddaughter, your child.
Family members of Hopkins also made pleas to the court asking for a lighter sentence, and the defense attorneys argued that while the touching may have been inappropriate, it was not sexual in nature, and that Hopkins...
The family asked for a lighter sentence. Well, that's family. I guess that's family day. Oh, wow.
Hopkins needed mental health therapy, not prison time. But as you heard, the judge disagreed. No word yet if an appeal will be filed. In Lebanon, Christian Hauser, Local 12 News.
Holy shit. The family said they want less time. Now, I'm going to say this right here. I don't even think any of us black folks would have said we want them to have less time. A lot of us with common sense would be like, if you did it, do your time. I'm not finna sugarcoat shit. I'm not finna pacify you. You did this shit, do your time, bro. I'm not finna ask for less time because you know better. Let's not use your disability to say you didn't know any better. I don't give a damn how autistic he is. This man still knew better. He still knew better. This is bullshit. Grade A bullshit. I want to play this because I want y'all to hear the motherfucker when he got up and said his piece, and I want y'all to hear what the judge said to him.
Under the knee of a Minneapolis police officer, sparking a global movement for racial
Oh, excuse me. Hold on. I gotta start it back over. Hold on. I think this the one where he came up and said his statement, and the judge said something to him, and I want y'all to hear it. Yes, Thunder, his family fighting for him. Okay, in which I don't knock him. I don't knock him. That's family. But if there's proof out there that he done it, then what are you really asking for? Cause hell, if you ask him, he already got less time. They said, goddammit, he could have got 5 years for each child, which would have been 140 years. Shit, his sentence been reduced like a motherfucker. So what more do y'all want? His sentence got reduced like a motherfucker, so what more do you want?
Now has the case of a former tri-state teacher accused of molesting dozens of first-grade girls during his gym classes. Our Local 12's Jenna Cisneros joining us now live from the Warren County Courthouse with the closing arguments. Good afternoon to you, Jenna.
And good afternoon, Liz. The jury's been deliberating for the past couple of hours, and this comes after a lengthy week of video evidence being presented to jurors. And a key portion of that, again, was the surveillance video showing Hopkins' interactions with those little girls in his former gym class. Now, the morning started off with closing arguments from both sides. We heard from Kevin Hardman with the state. He went over a timeline of each of the 36 counts Hopkins is accused of. He listed each little girl by name, when it happened, and vividly described what was seen in that video. The state claims by no means were any of Hopkins' actions just side hugs and high fives, which is what Hopkins originally told police during his interrogation. The defense argues Hopkins is on the high-functioning end of the autism spectrum, claiming Hopkins was unaware of his actions and that he was unaware that they were inappropriate. David Ciccarelli, Hopkins' attorney, argues because of his autism, again, Hopkins was not aware his actions were inappropriate, so he should be acquitted.
Is his diagnosis wrong? Is there something wrong with his diagnosis? And you bet, if there was, you would have heard it.
As his defense attorney said,
oh, I already played it. No, it's what I want y'all to hear. When he got up there and spoke, and Jesus Christ, hold on. Damn it. Is it this one? Damn it. There's one I wanted y'all to see where Hopkins got up and spoke. And I think the judge told him, man, I don't want to hear that shit pretty much. I ain't buying that shit what you saying. I had to find it. Anyway, guys, one of the mothers speak out on this. Let's listen.
From every family, every little girl, and from this community.
And now this mother is outraged. Her daughter's abuser will be out of prison in 8 years. Newsletter 7 broke this story more than a year ago. Since then, a jury convicted former Springboro gym teacher Austin Hopkins of sexually abusing dozens of first-grade girls in his class. And this week, he learned his punishment. Newsletter 7's Molly Koick spoke one-on-one to a parent in this case who said 8 years behind bars is not long enough.
It started with accusations, then a trial, convictions, and this week, punishment.
We were all extremely relieved to finally be in this situation, and we really felt like justice was going to be served.
But this mother told me that's not what happened to the man who molested her daughter in his Springboro Elementary gym class.
Look at that.
There's no justice for our daughters. There's not.
Molested her daughter in his Springboro Elementary gym class.
There's no justice for our daughters.
Pause,
There's
damn it.
none.
Molested her daughter in his Springboro Elementary gym class.
Right there, y'all can see that's the gym. And you see right there, nobody's in there but him and them children. But there's a camera up there. Now, depending on how long he been at this school, I don't know how the fuck he missed that. But there's a camera right there seeing every fucking thing that he's doing. They got it bleeped out. Come on, man. You can't tell me you ride 28 kids and you don't know what you're doing was wrong and getting sexual gratification out of it. Ain't no way you gonna tell me he didn't know what he was doing. Unless he just schizophrenic, really fucked up, maybe I'll be convinced then. But even then, people can play the role. But ain't no way in hell. 28 damn kids. And you didn't stop after 28 kids to say, my dick is getting hard for these children. And you didn't think it was wrong. Oh, I forget. You a 25-year-old virgin. I guess they're going to use that too.
There's no justice for our daughters. There's none.
Warren County prosecutors said Austin Hopkins had physical interaction with 88 female students. 28 of the first grade girls had a total of 36 felony charges tied to them.
28 children, innocent children.
Did they say 88? Did they say 88? Wait, hold on. Wait.
Wednesday, tied to them.
28 children.
Students, 28 of the first grade girls had a total.
There's no justice for our daughters. There's none.
Warren County prosecutors said Austin Hopkins had physical interaction with 88 female students. 28 of the first grade girls had a total of 36 felony charges.
88. Ooh, I'm finna go back to the emergency room. Ooh, 88? And these poor babies, probably didn't even know what he was doing was wrong because they first graders. They probably thought what he was doing didn't mean no harm. Trust me, I've been in a position before. And yes, we don't think it's nothing wrong. Because we sit back and laugh and hee ha ha because they make us feel comfortable when they do that shit. It's only when you get older and grown when you sometimes realize that what they was doing back then was wrong. I'd have been there. And if my cousin was here, he would tell you too. He did both of us like that. And the sad thing about it, he was a family member.
Tied to them.
28 children, innocent children.
Wednesday, Judge Robert Peeler sentenced Hopkins. In March, a jury convicted him of 34 sex crimes.
It's a very emotional case.
And it was an emotional trial as parents watched surveillance videos of Hopkins rubbing his hands on their little girls.
I acted unprofessionally and even inappropriately.
Here you go.
But I was not acting sexually to my students.
The jury and judge disagreed.
I don't know who you're trying to kid, maybe yourself, but you have been convicted.
Y'all heard what the judge said? I don't know who you trying to convince but yourself. Y'all heard that? If y'all didn't, let me play it again.
34 counts that he...
Jury and judge disagreed.
Unprofessionally.
Hands on their little girls.
I acted unprofessionally and even inappropriately. But I was not acting sexually to my students.
The jury and judge disagreed.
I don't know who you're trying to kid, maybe yourself, but you have been convicted of 34 counts that include sexual gratification from a child.
He then sentenced Hopkins to 8 years, but prosecutors pushed a minimum of 27 years in prison.
You don't really have words to what you think other than you're devastated, you're crushed.
She said the punishment was too lenient.
When you have multiple victims like this, it's not okay. I just feel like we failed her again. The school system failed her once. I failed her by sending her to school with him. And then now the justice system failed her.
Did y'all hear what she said? She said they failed her. She failed her by sending her back to that school. So meaning by her saying that, there has already been accusation that this man was already doing this. She said, I failed my daughter by sending her back. So meaning, y'all had complaints before. You had to, for her to even say that. But you know what? I'm not going to go in on her because you know what? Just like Antonetta, she's admitting that she fucked up. Now, when you admit that you fucked up, I ain't got no beef with you. So this shit been going on for the longest. Hell, it had been going on with 88 students. 88. How the hell did you get all 88? How did y'all find out it was 88, period? Now I gotta ask that question. How did y'all know it was 88? Or did you been known? And y'all never went further with this shit until this shit got out. Let me let y'all hear that woman again.
You don't really have words to what you think other than you're devastated, you're crushed.
She said the punishment was too lenient.
When you have multiple victims like this, it's not okay. I just feel like we failed her again. The school system failed her once. I failed her by sending her to school with him. And then now the justice system failed her again. It's just, it's not right.
And her daughter will be in high school, still in the community, when Hopkins gets out of prison.
You're supposed to put a sentence down that protects the community. This is not protecting the community. This is not protecting these girls. It's just, it's petrifying. It's absolutely petrifying to think that he'll be out when they are 16 years old. When all these little girls are 16 years old and out and about in the community, he's going to be out there with them.
And that was Molly Kowick reporting. Today, News Center 7 reached out to Judge Peeler for comment on the sentence, but we didn't hear back. That mother you just heard from started a petition last night. She wants to see laws changed so that people convicted of gross sexual imposition with multiple minors cannot serve concurrent sentences. That petition already has more than 3,500 signatures.
Today.
And guys, did what I just played was updated 2 days ago on Friday. This was updated 2 days ago. 2 days ago. Hey Sonya, how you doing, love? How you doing? Chantel, I think I seen you. What's going on? When I'm getting my red pimp cup. Y'all hadn't please that thumbs up for your boy. You got me at 18. Give me up to 20 and we're gonna take it from there. As a matter of fact, Sonya, when you commented on my post on YouTube, I actually asked you to email me. I don't know if you got the response that I sent you, but I sent you a response to that and I asked you to email me. So you see that, whenever you get time, just email me. Much appreciated. And thank you for the love you have shown. You too, Chantel, and all of you. You know, thanks for the love y'all have shown. Y'all want to know something else that's amazing? They say that they want to comment from the judge, and he didn't comment. I wonder why. I wonder why. And I want to know who pulled the strings as to getting this man only 8 years. Who pulled them strings? Who had a heart for him? To get him 8 years. See, shit like this makes me scared to go around people's children now. It does. And it makes me scared. You know how sometimes you like to play with children. It makes you scared to even do that because shit like this can happen to us, one of us. And we might get the book thrown in us because we playing with somebody's child. And one slip up when you playing with somebody's child, if somebody even think you did something wrong. You know how some of these motherfuckers is, they coach their children into saying that you did something wrong, but the child didn't know you didn't. They didn't think you did no wrong. Y'all just playing. This shit make you cautious about fucking with anybody who got children. It does. She said, I am sore, Chris. Oh, well, I hope you get better, dear. We all getting hurt somehow. I hope you get better. Yeah, man, this shit just make you leery about fucking with people with children. But he get 8 years. And I'm assuming got something to do with his mental transition or whatnot. I ain't buffering, am I? I ain't buffering. Am I buffering? I see some buffering. Oh, okay. So y'all can still see me and hear me. Cause I'm looking at my other computer, it's saying I'm buffering. Well, I mean, I don't see no dry frame, but my other computer got the circles of death going around. So y'all still hear me and see me? What the hell? Oh, let me see something. But if y'all can still hear me and see me now, I guess I can. Okay, cool. I can go on with the show. All right. I don't know why this motherfucker over here buffering. All right. Y'all say y'all can see you hear me. Okay, cool. What was I saying? Yeah, you know, this makes you leery about mess with people who have children, and it's crazy and it's scary. It's crazy and it's going to be scary. I just say this, you know, hey, you're around somebody with children, just be careful what you do. Just be careful what you do, because I'm almost certain we wouldn't got 8 years. We would have probably got the whole 140. Preach. We probably got the whole 140. So anyway, so it says as follows. A Springboro mother is outraged her daughter's abuser, John Austin Hopkins, will be out of prison 8 years. He's taken so much away from every family, every little girl, and from this community, she told News Center 7. News Center 7 is not identifying a woman to protect her daughter's identity. Warren County prosecutors said Hopkins had physical contact with 88 first grade girls. 88. In his Clearcreek Elementary School gym class during 2018 and 2019, 28 of the girls had 36 counts of gross sexual imposition tied to their cases. In March, a common pleas jury convicted Hopkins of 34 of 36 counts, so he got off on 2 of them. It's a very emotional case. Common pleas. Judge Robert Peeler said during the sentencing hearing Wednesday, Hopkins maintained he did not sexual advances towards his students. Prosecutors pushed for a minimum of 27 years in prison. Peeler sentenced Hopkins to 8 years. The Springboro mother told Coeek the sentence was too lenient. I just feel like we failed her again. The school system failed her once. I failed her by sending her to school with him. And now the justice system failed her again. Man, it's got to be a better way, y'all. It's got to be a better way. All right, somebody said they want me to call them in, so I'm going to call them in. And we're going to see what they got to say about this.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. You said you wanted me to call you. What's going on with this? Talk to me.
No, sir. Hey, everybody. No, sir. You act like you don't work with these sorts of people every day.
Well, you came in late because I already talked about this, but go ahead.
This is right up your alley right here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we ain't gonna break HIPAA. We just gonna refer to it as C. Can you imagine the people letting C go work at a school and teach some children? He got high functioning autism.
Okay, where you going with this? Because I talked about it. Where you going with this?
Here's the thing. Here's my thing, Christopher. How the fuck did he even get that job?
Good question. That's a good question.
What I want to know. If they gonna play I'm sorry if you get offended. Y'all know I don't give a fuck about nobody's offense. If he gonna play the tard card, if you a tard, that's why you a tard, because you are not a responsible adult. Yeah, true tards do little sex shit because they don't know it's right from wrong, but they also don't do shit else because they can't understand right from wrong. They let this motherfucker go get a job.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't that motherfucking retarded, sir, because every retard I know get a check so they won't have to go get a job, but they won't be a burden on whoever has to look after them. How the fuck you gonna get a job? I don't give a fuck what function you have. When you went and they let you be in charge of some children and they gave your ass a job, that means he wasn't retarded no more because he's responsible enough to have grown-up responsibility.
Yep.
Whoever, the Cheers family, the prosecutor, somebody need to get that judge's ass looked at. And whoever else has something to do with that fucking case, because, bro, you don't get both of them. You don't get to be a tard and still go around and do fuck shit. Not this kind of fuck shit.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be a tard, go commit crimes, go do shit like bank robberies and shit that's worthwhile. You don't go fucking over children's lives and then, well, I'm retarded, I didn't know it was around.
Exactly. Now, this is what I say, because again, this is right up my alley. And one of the first clients I work with, he was labeled as high function. So this is why this confuses me when they say in the court he's high function. High function to me, for what I was trained in this course, was they is able to do a whole lot of stuff by themselves and they need minimum prompt and minimal physical help. So I don't know what terms they mean it up in the court. But for what I was taught, high function means you could do a whole lot of shit, pretty much even cook your own damn meals.
High functioning means exactly what you said it means. It means that you can do basic shit. because they rate people with mental disabilities, anybody with an IQ of below 70, I believe. In some states, it's a little bit higher and a little bit lower, but 70 is the median score for rating retardism. When they say high function, that means you might can drive, you might can bag some groceries, you know how to sweep a floor, you know how to wash your own ass, you can cook some shit without burning the house down. It does not mean you go get a motherfucking job and be in charge of some children. It means you take your ass to Walmart and you can be the door greeter or a grocery stacker at the Kroger's or some shit like that. Or maybe even work at McDonald's. Those people that we see in them places that I just named, those are high functioning tards. This motherfucker playing games.
Young lady, Tunda for you. She said she don't think he was labeled. She don't think he was diagnosed until he was charged. How much you think that might have happened?
I truly believe it. Because if he was truly for real, as retarded as they say he was, y'all, they wouldn't have hired him at their school, not in no leadership position over some kids. He would have been he could have been the maid at the schoolhouse or the lunch man or some shit in the lunchroom, but they wouldn't have let him be no teacher. You gotta think about this. Most teachers have certifications. How the fuck did he become a teacher and he retarded? What college did he go to? Does he have a degree in physical education to be certified and trained to be teaching PE? There's a whole lot of unanswered questions here.
That's what I want to know now. Again, just because they
pulled the mirror Winkler. That motherfucker got caught giving them little girls, and all because he used to run around like Naruto when he was a little boy, when his ass went to jail, his family, and a psychiatrist, Jim, can't you say he's retarded or something and pull up when he used to be an emo as a teenager and say that he didn't know he was doing anything wrong. You know, he's never had any pussy before, so he probably thought it was appropriate to touch little girls. You know, it took him so long and so many years of therapy to get him past, you know, all those issues that he had. Because sorry, white folks that might be listening, you know, you motherfuckers is famous for sweeping guitars under the rug and get them this secret treatment and shit, then unleash them on the
And I'm thinking this was going on with this case with Reese's family say, we know you didn't do it. I think they in denial. They want to believe he didn't do it, but in actuality, they say they got him on video doing this. So how you gonna tell me that he'd have done this to 88 students and did not know he was wrong for doing what he did? That's a crock of shit to me.
If they got him on video, that means that I would know by now he's on video and he didn't stop.
Yep.
It's a whole bunch of janky ass shit going on with this whole little place. Damn, I gotta go out of here because I can hear us. Wait a minute, this ain't it. Okay, I had to turn us off on the TV.
All right.
Yeah, this is some bullshit. Somebody, this school, like either the school is lying because they don't want the liability of, they hired a tart and put him in charge of some kids, and he kept touching the kids, and they swept the shit on the rug until the shit hit the fan.
I think that's what happened too, because here's one of the $1 million questions. Jesus Christ. You still listen to us? Because I'm here to play back. And see, here's another $1 million question too. How did you find out about the 88 girls? Let alone, how did you find out about these 28 girls that he did this shit to? When did all this come out? Who made the first move and said something? And how did the other 60, how did they find out about the other 60? And why he's not getting charged? Or why he didn't get charged for the other 60?
Use your context clues for this. That school knew that nigga was a perv and let him keep sitting there perving on them girls because that girl's mama said she dropped the ball, the school dropped the ball. She said, I dropped the ball by letting her go back there. Go back there to what? Because you knew some fucking shit was going on at that school and you still let your kid go.
And that's what I say about a lot of white women. Not all. I love y'all white women, but still, a lot of y'all are too passive. Too passive. I asked a white woman a long time ago because she was telling me about a person she was dealing with that was black, and I believe they was in a relationship. He was doing a lot of shit to her that she started to feel like that he was ashamed to be with her, which 9 times 10 he was. So I asked her, why are y'all so passive? Why do y'all let this shit happen? Why are y'all so passive? And she couldn't even give no straight up answer. I guess it's just the nature in a lot of white women. A lot of them is passive and naive and don't want to believe what is in front of their face.
I know one thing. The next nigga that go get one of these white bitches and that baby and his child end up fucked up, I'm gonna go full John Hinckley.
Who the fuck is John Hinckley?
Go ride up on them motherfuckers. We gonna get justice somehow. Cause this shit, that right there is what's completely out of order right now. But back to this curve. The school knew. The parents knew.
What up, brother Ron? What's going on, Ron?
Now the question is, were all them children spread out over one school year or over multiple years of
they said
we don't know how long you worked there.
Well, for what I just read, it says from class during 2018 through 19. It's from 2018 to 2019.
One school year.
88. So that means down there almost probably about 1, 2, or 3 a day.
A week. A kid a fucking week almost, because there's
365 days in a year.
You would have 280 days of school. So we're just gonna say 8, 16, 24. That's like every 3 days. So twice a school week he was touching some kid.
And you mean to tell me at 25 years old you weren't competent enough to know that when you doing this to these little kids, your dick was getting hard? You didn't know nothing was wrong with that. I don't give a damn how much of a virgin he is. You didn't see nothing wrong with this at all. Oh shit, did you hang up? Oh, I lost her. She'll probably call back. 88 children. And you didn't know out of all these 88 children that when you was getting the hots for these young ladies, first graders, that you weren't doing nothing wrong. I'm telling you, I don't believe that for a minute, because I've been working with these people for 13 years. And again, the very first one I had, high functioning, autism. I think the only thing really major was wrong with him was his hearing, because he talked real loud. Other than that though, man, smart as a whistle. Smart as a whistle. He even know not to touch a young girl. He even know not to touch a woman, period, and she ain't gonna let him. Unless he in a straight joint. He knows then he can do it. But to touch a regular woman out in the public, he has to smart to know not to touch a woman unless she invite him to or allow him to. So again, I can't believe this bullshit when this fool over here said he didn't know what the fuck he was doing and what he was doing was wrong. Kiss my ass. Now, what I did see in that jury was in the black women or black men. So I'm assuming all the children was white. I'm assuming all the children was white. Cause I didn't see no black sisters in there. I ain't see no brothers up in there. Cause I'm pretty much sure if some brothers up in there, somebody would have came across that chair. Not saying I condone it, but I'm telling y'all, like I did in one of my videos, man, leave folks' children alone, man. Stop fucking with folks' kids. Damn it, man. All right, Spencer, while your phone reboot, let me call somebody else in. What the hell? Oh.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. You wanted me to call you in. You say you want to say something, so go ahead, dude. You got the flow. What you think about this bullshit? Oh, guys, this Donna Jackson too. The one that's in the chat room. This Donna Jackson.
everybody. Let's see. Let's start off with, I don't even think he's fucking retarded.
You say you don't think he is?
No, I don't.
Why you don't think he is?
Because for one, how did he get a teacher position? Because even if you got a physical ed, I'm in school. I was in school for education, and I switched it to my law, and I switched it to business law. So for education, you still have to go to be a physical ed teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So you mean to tell me that he was, if like his so-called boo-hoo, crying, woe is me family, sitting there acting like he's got a mental issue. You mean to tell me that he went through all of that and received a degree? Because let me tell you, that educational degree, honey, it's a beast. It's a beast to receive.
Okay.
Sorry, I got my great nephew.
Okay, go ahead. You
You
good?
mean to tell me with his, so you gonna tell me with him having autism? Because most autism children, they say that they got ADHD or ADD. That's what the system says that they got also. So you need to add that onto that too. Especially with those high functioning kids. Why?
Now hold on, no. Hold on. Stay right there. High functioning. Tell me what high functioning is to you, or what you was taught high functioning was.
Okay, high functioning. I have a child that is autistic. I have a child that's high functioning. High functioning, they used to use the term as Asperger's, where he's pretty much more on the independent side as he gets older, but like they teach him, like he can get to where he can wash himself, like what Crystal was saying, he can work at different places, but they got that little bit of independence, but they still need someone to make sure that they can do A, B, C, and D, but they still need somebody to make sure that they get that X, Y, and Z done.
That's why I asked you that, because what I was taught dealing with the people I deal with, how function means they can do for themselves mostly everything with minimal verbal and minimal physical. So by them, they said in court high function. I don't know how the term they trying to use to try to say he was too high function, because if I heard it right, he was high function and didn't know what he was doing. No, you said that wrong. High function mean he knew exactly what the fuck he was doing. So that's what you use it in there, and then somebody just fucked up. You pretty much said he knew what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah, he did. First of all, I think this is just my perspective, because I see this a lot. I think he got in that school system because of his family. I think his family pulled strings to get him that job school system. They thought teacher degree.
Yes, they do, Ron. You hold on. Ron, you got a rent, so you can put the link in there. You got a rent, so if you got a rent, you can put links in the chat room. But as a matter of fact, before you do that, send it to me personally, which I think you already did. But if you did, send it again, and I'll put it up and see what's going on. But if you got a wrench, you can put links in the chat room. Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
It's okay. I think his family got him into the system, into the school system. For one, when that mother sat there about in tears, talking about how she failed her child, I think you were right. She put her child back in there because that school system probably didn't suspend him, probably didn't put him on administrative leave, I bet you it let him work while they had these accusations. Come on, let's be honest. If it was a black man, he either would have been suspended or fired on the spot after that first accusation. This man had 36 counts. This man was physically with 88 girls. 88. How the hell do you even get past 5? Let alone 1.
I can tell you how you got past 5. Like I said, the young girls, by them being that young in the first grade, probably was not taught who can touch them in certain areas and who cannot touch them in certain areas. So again, I've been through this. By this man doing what he did, they probably just looked at it like, okay, he did nothing wrong, you know, probably thought he was just playing and this, that, and the third. So if the child has not been taught that, you know, hey, only me or your daddy is the only one that can touch you down here. Nobody else touch you down here or nobody else touch you up here. If they do, you make sure you tell me immediately. So by that being said, that's probably how he got away with all these children, because nobody taught them that if anybody else touch you down there, you need to let me know, because they're not supposed to do that.
But I have to stop you right there. Why? Because by kindergartners here in the state of Tennessee, by kindergartners, they have to have that. They have to have where people come into a classroom and talk about that to the students.
Let me ask you a question, because I remember when you came on my show last time, you let the public know that you work for Head Start. You work for Head Start, and how long I known you? Has it been a year yet? Has it been a year I know you now?
Yeah, it's been over a year.
Okay. You actually go to some of these people home. Do you still do that?
Well, with the COVID, of course, no, but yeah.
Okay. Tell them, like, what's your reasons of going to the house? And I got a reason why I'm asking you to tell them that. What do you do when you go to their house? Or are you running assessments, or you running some kind of test, or what are you doing when you go to their house?
When we go to the house, it's different times. Like, one time we could go to the house for assessment, and where we're looking around, make sure that maybe the house is a safe place for the child, like plug-ins are being secured and covered up by the children, and they have a bed, and they got food and all this and that. That way, you know, if a family needs something, we give them the proper resources to help them.
Okay.
Then the other times is where we're actually helping the child. So we're actually having lessons with the child. So we're doing activities with the child.
All right. Now tell me this. If you go to their house and you find signs of possibly sexual abuse or anything like that, or even verbal abuse, what are you required to do then?
I'll report it.
So you have to report it?
Uh-huh.
Okay. What's the protocol after you report it? Have you done your job, or are you in it until it's resolved?
So, proper protocol, well, you know, in the state of Tennessee, anybody is required to turn in any kind of sign of abuse, you're supposed to report it. So at my job here lately, once we report it, we have to turn it in to the supervisor.
Okay.
That's something that they started.
Okay.
Technically, we're not supposed to do that. Once we report it, the caseworker deals with the reportee still. So they still deal with me personally. If I reported it, they don't deal with they don't deal with my program. They deal with me because I reported it. So if they find something, they'll send me an email. They'll tell me if the case is closed. They'll tell me if the case is still going or whatnot. Most times, if I report something, it's because a child has come into the program and I've seen something on that child. And then Child Protective Services is right there in my classroom within 2 hours.
Well, let me ask you this. According to your policies at this job, and I thank you for wanting to come in and say something. According to your policy at this job, do they look at not letting people with autism work at that kind of place? Do they look at that as discrimination? Or do y'all have some in the policy pretty much stating people with disabilities may not be able to work here or whatnot because of the possibilities of things like this happening?
Well, leaving my teacher's side, going to what I'm learning about, my law side.
Mm-hmm.
There is a law that helps with disabled people. It's called the Disability Act. You cannot be discriminated because of your disability. So if you apply for a job and you find out that you did not get that job because of your disability, you can sue that company for it. Yeah, I learned that. But there's different guidelines, there's different things. Like with the school. Why would you put your school system in this predicament where if this is a mental thing, autism is a mental thing. This is a mental disorder.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you put your school system in jeopardy and hire a person with that mental disability? It's not a physical disability. Physical disability, it's not going to hinder you from doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because you still have the mental capacity to teach a child. But that mental capacity, come on now. You have to use common sense. That's why I sit here and say, that school, I think the family got that gentleman into the school system.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the parents should push the school system into suing the school system for this.
Let me ask you this. And this is my last question. If Spencer want to call back in, I'll bring her. If she want to come back, I'll bring her back in. So now this has happened, and he has been convicted, and even the judge said, "Your words don't sway me." You know, what's the probability that you think that this school finna get sued, or can they sue the school?
If it was a black one in there, it was absolutely. And I don't mean that as in a racial way, but what I think is they finna let this just sweep up under the rug.
Yeah,
you crying on TV talking about it's lenient. Then push for your child. You done cried your tears already because your child has been hurt. You see that the system is fucked up. You see that the system has fucked over your child. Push harder.
And I can tell y'all now.
Take it higher.
And I can tell y'all now, this girl hardly ever cuss, so I know she pissed off because she hardly ever cuss.
When I saw this story, I was in tears. I was pissed the fuck off because the system is fucked up when it comes to children. It really is. From CPS, from the judicial system, it really is fucked up. Come on now, 8 years, over 28 accounts.
That's what I'm saying. You know, they said it could have been up to 5 years for each damn child, which I calculated would have been 140 years. But now, let's just say he got hit with all 88 of them. Because he missed 2 counts. He got off with 2 counts. He only got 34. So it's 2 of them that he didn't get. Go ahead.
For that judge, for him to sit there and say those words, and for that judge to sit there and say that back to him, that judge knew. This dude ain't retarded.
Mm-hmm.
This dude got the mental capacity.
Mm-hmm.
That judge gave him a slap on the wrist for the sake of his family. And it makes me wonder, hell, are you in good with the family? I mean, on down the line. Who do you know that got you to give him such a lenient, fucked up sentence?
Mm-hmm.
And then the family gonna sit there and cry about it. Please.
What?
This nigga should be doing life. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, y'all. This dude should be doing life. Life. Man, 88.
Look, here's the thing. Them crying for him, that's not the problem I got because that's family. And they're going to cry because they don't want to see this. But here's the part that got me. We know you didn't do it, but they showing video that he did do it.
And then I turn around and talk about he needed mental therapy. Y'all just sat there and said, oh, he didn't do it. And then turn around and said, oh, he don't need to be in jail. He needs mental help. Wait a minute now. Y'all say he didn't do it. Now y'all say he needs mental help. I truly think he went through that as a child. By them.
Oh my God. Hold on. Let me read to you what I just saw. Parents who seen the videos testify how they felt appalled and disgusted by Hopkins' behavior. Hopkins put her on his lap, spread her legs, tickle her, nuzzling, and all while gym class was going on. A father said in his testimony, spread her legs.
No, hell no. When my kid was in 1st grade, his teacher sent me a picture of her holding him while she was reading a book to the class. Okay, innocent. But I told her from that day forward, do not hold him. Why? Because my son is autistic. I don't want him thinking that he's going to be held all the time. And I don't want him thinking that that's fine. The only person that's going to be holding my child like that is his mama. You don't expect stuff.
Oh, let me read you something else I just saw. Hopkins could have received a maximum sentence of 107 years in prison. He could have faced 170 years in prison. He could have.
See? Could have. But he got 8.
Jesus Christ.
Just like that mother said, he's going to be out free. I don't care what anybody says. He's going to be out free before those kids turn 12. She said 16. He's going to be out free before they turn 12. He gonna be either out for good behavior or he gonna act like he got a mental breakdown. They gonna end up in a mental institution.
Ooh-wee. What people be saying? God take the wheel. God take the wheel.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Donna, there. Thank you so much for coming in, chiming in on this. Donna does work in the school system, so she can speak on this, and she's the one that sent me the story. And again, this is a motherfucking ridiculous, and was making it kind of worse than this. You hear a baby in the background. Just think about, I don't even want to imagine there's somebody watching him, and you hear somebody did something to him.
You don't want me to say what you don't want me to say publicly on air what I do.
No, I don't want you to incriminate yourself.
This is just my baby. This is just my great nephew.
Well, dear, thank you so much. Another good call. Good call as always. I'm gonna see is Spencer ready to come back, and I'll let her finish what she got to say, and we're gonna end it on that note. But thank you, dear.
All right.
All right. This is crazy. He could have got 170 years. He could have got 170 years. But he only got 28. Jesus Christ. Guys, I'm going to call Spencer back in. And she just sent me something that I want y'all to hear. Hold on. Let me see what this is going to say right here. This right here says, parents and students testify against former gym teacher accused of molesting girls. Let's see what they say.
Young girls are on the stand for another day in the trial of a former elementary school teacher.
John Austin Hopkins is accused of inappropriately touching 28 first grade girls. Local 12's Genesis Snarls has more on today's emotional testimony.
Like any parents going through this, you just have a roller coaster of emotions.
Appalled and disgusted, 2 words most parents testifying in the case against John Austin Hopkins say they felt as they watched surveillance video of their daughters on the lap of their former gym teacher.
Do you feel guilt? Because you didn't see any signs.
This mother's now 8-year-old daughter took the stand shortly after her.
When he would put you on his lap, where were his hands?
In my pants.
In your pants.
Oh God.
Were they, I want to make sure I understand, okay, since I wasn't there. Were they on top of your pants or inside of it?
Inside.
Oh my God. Did y'all hear what that baby just said? Oh my God, you poor baby. Wow.
Testimony.
Like any parents going through this, you just have a roller coaster of emotions.
Appalled and disgusted, 2 words most parents testifying in the case against John Austin Hopkins say they felt as they watched surveillance video of their daughters on the lap of their former gym teacher.
Do you feel guilt? Because you didn't see any signs.
This mother's now 8-year-old daughter took the stand shortly after her.
When he would put you on his lap, where were his hands?
In my pants.
In your pants.
Oh my God.
Were they, I want to make sure I understand, okay, since I wasn't there. Were they on top of your...
Y'all see the asshole right there? Y'all see what he did when she said that? In her pants. Did y'all see him? And then had a little smirk on his face when he did it. I mean, I understand if you don't believe...
I want to make sure I understand, okay, since I wasn't there. Were they on top of your pants or inside of it?
Inside.
And when they were inside of your pants, were they on top of your underpants or on your skin?
On my skin.
Did he do anything with his hand?
He moved it around.
Okay. How did that make you feel when that happened?
Weird.
As parents continued to testify, the narrative remained the same.
Put her on his lap, spread her legs, tickle her, kind of nuzzle in, and
that baby said this man put his hands in her pants and moved it. Ooh. Now y'all know us grown people, when we do that to y'all ladies, y'all know what we doing. Y'all don't even say what we doing when we grown and we doing our thing. Y'all know when we put our hands down y'all pants and we moving it around. What are we doing? Don't say it in the chat room, but what are we doing? Same thing for a woman. She puts her hands down a man's pants and moving it around. What she's doing? Jesus Christ.
tickle her, kind of nuzzle at her leg.
Continued to testify, the narrative remained the same.
Put her
on my skin.
Did he do anything with his hand?
He moved it around.
Okay. How did that make you feel when that happened?
Weird.
As parents continued to testify, the narrative remained the same.
Put her on his lap, spread her legs, tickle her, kind of nuzzle in, and all while gym class was going on.
A mom who testified said when watching the initial video of her daughter hugging Hopkins, she didn't think much of it because her daughter is affectionate. That was until Springboro police called her back to watch this video, which shows Hopkins using both his hands.
We need to talk about that, about your daughters being affectionate. That's not a good idea. We won't talk about that in a minute.
To squeeze her daughter's buttocks.
I was very angry. I was disgusted. And the fact that I had to watch multiple was beyond what I wanted to do as a parent.
Hopkins' defense did not cross-examine the mother. In Lebanon, Genesis Neros, Local 12 News.
And Hopkins' attorneys have argued their client's autism will be key in proving his innocence. We could start hearing from psychologists who have interviewed Hopkins as early as tomorrow.
Stop saying this man autism. His autism ain't got shit to do with this. That man went that damn far. He knew exactly what the fuck he was doing. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
Please tell me you just heard that, what that baby said.
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you how I found the shit in the game. The screenshots that I sent you. And the lady who called in, not the one who just got the phone, but the one who called in before her.
I only had one person on, that was you and her.
I thought it was two different ones to call.
It was just you and her.
Anyway, she was right. Autism is defined as 100 and something odd different mental disorders, because that's what they call the spectrum. This motherfucker ain't the way that we thinking autistic. He just might have an ADHD or an ADD or some old bullshit like that, but they still classified him as being autistic. Because if he was truly autistic the way he tried to convince them core people that he was, then he couldn't have had a job. The lady talked about the Discrimination Against Disabilities Act. The exclusion is you can't hire nobody like that. They mentally incompetent. What the fuck can you get them to do? Nothing but what we see people like that doing, second groceries and shit like that. And you see, people, since he wanted me to spill the extra seasoning, as he called it, here's my proof that motherfucker is not autistic the way that they tried to portray him. He was also the town swim coach at the YMCA. It's in the screenshots I sent you.
Oh, let me email it. Yeah, you did. Let me email it to myself and show them.
So you let him teach at the school and you let him be in charge of the kids' swim team. Now, it's bad enough you can let this tard be in charge of some children on land, but now you can let a tard be in charge of some children near water, and y'all wasn't scared? He ain't slow. It's all some bullshit. And that motherfucking school knew. The school knew he was doing the shit because if another screenshot I sent him, the school says they was made aware of the incident after a report from a parent. Okay. Tie that in with that other woman talking about how she fucked up because she let her child go back to that school. That means that a parent came and told y'all their child said he was touching motherfucking kids. Y'all didn't fire that motherfucker when the shit first came out. Y'all let him stay there and touch some motherfucking kids. Because I'm not going to tell y'all the third season on it until he put that fucking screenshot up on the screen. I'm going to let y'all read it.
Oh, Lord. It's some more?
I sent you 3 screenshots. One to prove that he ain't that retarded because he worked at the YMCA. One to prove that the school knew he was up in that motherfucking touching kids. And the first one I sent you is the best season. That's the sausage shit with the green sprinkles on it. Because it tells you how long they let him sit there and do it before he got fired.
Ooh, I need some marijuana.
How long they knew he was doing.
I need some marijuana, like you call it, marijuana. I need some marijuana. Ooh,
Not
man.
marijuana.
I need some marijuana. Oh,
You
wow.
hurry up with this PowerPoint presentation so he's supposed to be mad like I did when I saw that shit.
Wow, Jesus Christ. Oh, wow.
Because see, when they see what you fixing to put up here and they do the math, even the quick math in their head, they fixing to get mad as shit. So you know the school knew this shit was going on, y'all. And they didn't even fire him either, by the way. He quit.
Oh, wow, really?
They didn't fire him outright. They put the nigga on leave and then he quits. Because he knew he was fixing to go to jail in a couple of days. Oh man, Chris, you just gonna keep the people in suspense.
No, I gotta download it. I gotta download it and put it up. Oh, it's coming. It's coming now. Ooh, I need some marijuana. I need to go get one of them cupcakes.
Folks, unbelievable shit like this goes on every day. I can't tell y'all the amount of daycares, especially privately run daycares, that are run like, say, a family of people that own their own daycare. They let their relatives work their tards included, and they touch the kids, and then the shit gets swept under the rug and no one ever hears about it if it don't make the news. That's why I kept wondering the whole time, was this a private school that did this shit? Because I refuse to believe that a public school accepting taxpayer dollars would have allowed this shit to go on, but oh boy, was I wrong.
All right, guys, here go the first one. It said Hopkins. Spokesman Scott Marshall said in a prepared statement, Hopkins resigned from a job with the school district on March the 12th. He also resigned from a job as a swim coach at the Kaufman YMCA Springboro. And did nobody pick up on this? School officials had placed Mr. Hopkins on administrative leave, but also wanted the division of police to review video and assist with I gotta pull this other note because they got the little damn thing in the way. Let's see.
They placed him on administrative leave, but they didn't fire him. He quits.
The alleged sexual conduct with victims under 13 years old occurred between December the 12th and March the 6th. According to the indictment, the charges stem from a lengthy investigation begun in March by Springboro police after police received a report of inappropriate physical contact with a first grade female student. Okay. Oh, this the one y'all gonna want to see right here. The district first learned of allegations of inappropriate conduct with its student after a parent reported concerns to the principal at Clearcreek Elementary. Y'all hear this shit?
Oh, but wait, there's more. Give them the last little piece. People, remember earlier when we was doing our math about the school year and how many kids we thought he had been molested over the course of the school year? And guess what?
Oh, is that Gypsy?
It was not the course of the school year, baby. It was 90 days he did all of this shit.
Oh, there go Gypsy Star Girl.
8 children in 90 days. And just think about, we talking 90 calendar days. 90 calendar days ain't 90 school days.
I see my girl Gypsy Star Child up in there. Hey, lady. How are you?
There's only 60, sometimes 56. I went and did the shit on the calendar. In 56 through between 56 and 59 days, this nigga touched 88 children.
So here's my thing now. If this happened at a YMCA, then apparently they must didn't do no job search on him, or he didn't put down the job history. And the school didn't know nothing about the YMCA incident. Or he left just in time before the shit hit.
The 88 children was all at the school, remember? He ain't had no victims from the Y. He did all of this shit in 56 school days, touched 88 little girls at school. That's a girl in the morning and one after lunch.
And so for what we seen in the video, what he do is take one of them in, I guess, in a corner where nobody can see him, and he do all this shit. You got to, look, you got to hit me out with this one. You got to hit me out with this one. She said, and I'm glad the lawyer asked her twice, okay, babe, I want you to understand when I ask you this. When did he put his hand on your pants or in your pants? In my pants. All right, on your skin, on my skin. What was he doing when he had his hand down there moving it around? You got to help me with this.
He did it in, just like the folks said, he did it right there in gym class in front of everybody. When it's elementary school kids, they break them up. The morning crew, 2-3 classes, and the afternoon crew, 2 or 3 classes. Everybody together in the cafeteria or the gym. The kids running around playing kickball and carrying on, and he just pick him a random girl out the damn oopsie daisy crowd and go to rubbing it around in front of everybody. But because he did it in front of everybody with no fucking shame, that's why they want to say he's hard. Because a self-respecting perv would have took that little girl in the back, in the gym, in the locker room, in the somewhere. They wouldn't have done it in front of everybody.
Moved his fingers around, so we know what he was doing when he was moving his fingers around.
In front of everybody, right in the middle of gym class.
Moving his fingers around. The baby said she felt.
A good regular perv would have told her, come on, Sally, let's go get some more balls from the back. Or come on, help me carry the jump ropes. And would have got her in the supply closet or some shit. See, he's a tard. He did it in front of everybody. He didn't think it was wrong. That's how this shit went.
Legs open, hands down them pants, moving it around. So, oh, Jesus Christ. And again, and nobody, his family said, we know you didn't do it.
Come on, Todd Wrangler. Don't you got a resident at your place of business that will pull his pants down and move it around in front of everybody?
I never seen him do it in front of everybody. Well,
you know who I'm talking about.
No, he didn't do it in front of everybody. At least he'd go to his private place and do that. I just so happened to walk upstairs and saw it that day. Yeah.
He just get it out, move it around, move it in, move it around.
Okay, that's not funny, but it is funny. But hold up. But wow. So again, this the $1 million question: how it goes from 170 to 28 years, and he did all this. How did it go from 170 on 8? I mean, excuse me, not 28 years, 8 years.
You round about 8 years. Let me further run y'all blood pressure up, cause I was gonna drop this at the end of the show, make everybody mad, go to bed mad.
Okay.
When he get to prison, he ain't gonna do 8 years.
Yeah, in a case like this, I think they say he probably gonna do a maximum of 3 or 4.
He gonna do 30 months. He gonna do somewhere between 30 and 38 months. Then he gonna get out on parole.
Now we know he's not gonna be able to go back to the school system with this. I don't think the mama need to worry about that, But now it doesn't mean
he's going to get out and be a sex offender, baby. No, this is over with. He get out, he gonna be on the list.
Yeah,
We hope so.
but still, that does not stop him in case he run across this child again. Does not mean he's gonna try it again.
Well, dude,
I hope he doesn't.
Rules stop anybody from doing anything. Even if he was a regular criminal, he gonna get out. Anything gonna stop him?
Wow, this a motherfucker ridiculous. Wow, it is. Well, leave it up to you. You find more of the sauce, and the sauce need to be brought up, and the sauce got out. This is crazy, and the school was aware of this.
The motherfucking school knew is because after the parent came and told him about it, then they went and looked up the beautiful bean footage and called the police.
Look.
But they still let that motherfucker still stay at their schoolhouse for a few more days after that.
Let me ask you something. Your little pumpkin. What
Pumpkin
age?
dumpling?
Huh?
Pumpkin dumpling?
Yeah, your little pumpkin dumpling. Dumpling.
What about her?
What age did you tell her? I'm sure you told her. What age did you tell her nobody's to touch you in these places unless it's me or your dad? Anybody else who does it, you make sure you tell me because they're not supposed to be down there.
About 2 or 3.
Thank you. So that's why I told Donna, she was like, how he got away with this? That's easy because if the parents did not teach them, hey, nobody else is supposed to touch you in this manner at their young age, then they probably won't know. And I think that's what happened. A lot of them didn't tell them. Nobody's allowed to touch you in these places but me or your dad. But let's get to the point now.
You go over when you teach them how to give their own selves a bath.
Mm-hmm. So, again, I think that's part of the reason how he got away with it, because the parents did not teach them the moral of who is allowed to touch you and who is not. That's how I believe how he got away with it. Even though it felt weird to him, but they probably never went home and said anything. Until whoever this one child did, or whoever his parents was, saw a different body language in their child. Then they was like, no, something ain't right. Something ain't right.
The one kid blew the whistle, and then that made the police question all the kids. You got to think, he's not a regular teacher. He's the PE teacher. So they questioned all the kids that he had contact with. And out of all the kids that he had contact with, he had been touched, 88 of them, in what they call an inappropriate manner. But he actually was sexual with 20-something of them. See, they didn't all that ass grabbing and butt smacking and all of those shit. They just called it inappropriate contact. Him actually touching genitals and carrying on is what happened with 28 of those kids. So I'm going to thoroughly assume that because he was the PE teacher and was in charge of every grade in that school, that mixed about that entire school, because they said he was the elementary PE teacher and the intermediate school PE teacher, so that's middle schoolers. But he can only be charged with phoning them kids under 13. So out of however many 100 kids that they interviewed under 13 for him to catch these charges, he had did something funky with a total of 88 kids in the course of 90 days. Well, no, on the course of 58 days. But they just said calendar-wise, it was 90 days. So that leads me to believe you might be right. Some of them kids that he was inappropriate with might have been the kids at the swim class. Because some of them days in that date range ain't school days. That's still a kid a day, though. That's still a kid, a different kid every day.
This is sad. This is sad.
Look like he took a break on Christmas and New Year's.
And probably Thanksgiving.
Valentine's Day. But other than that, it was basically a kid a day. And all this motherfucker gets is 8 years. The judge needs to be reported to the judicial committee or something.
Well, we'll try to keep on this story and see where it goes. But I thank you for bringing in the extra mayonnaise right there on that shit. That's crazy here. The school was aware of all this, so
you know, I have to bust in the show and be dramatic, Chris.
Go ahead and do your voice so we get on out of here. Go and do your voice. Well, thank you, Black Nancy Grace.
Well, thank you, Christopher, and it is just always a pleasure to come on and be here with you and your fine family. And we're just going to keep on till we get justice for these children or make a change in just something. This is just absolutely ridiculous, Chris.
If I get that woman on the show, you're going to be the reason why, because you sound just like her.
It's so motherfucking ridiculous, I tell you.
If I get Nancy Grace on the show, it's going to be because of you, because she's going to be like, Chris, who is that? She's just like me.
Nancy Grace going to fuck around and sue the shit out of you. You really come on the show and make fun of her.
Anyway, I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye, y'all.
All right. I don't know what else to say after that. Now we got that little extra out the way that the school was aware. And it seemed like they did try to sweep it under the rug. Until one brave baby said something to one of the parents, or even the parents saw something wrong in a child and said, I'm going to say something. Y'all know when it takes one, all the dominoes fall into place. It only takes one to say something, and everybody else comes out and speaks. For 8 years, I still just can't believe that. All that in 8 years. I just can't believe that. I just can't. I just can't. Anyway, Donna, thank you for sending me the story. Thank you for even chiming in on this, because it's a motherfucking ridiculous. Thank you for chiming in on this. Thanks, Spencer, for calling in on this. I got to keep doing stuff on this channel, because the more I linger on this channel, the more the notifications don't go out. So I'm about to start doing more to this channel, because I want to get it up to 1,000, and I'm almost close to 1,000 now. So I'm about to start doing more stuff on this channel to get this channel up and running, so the notifications can start going out better than what it's doing. Because I think this channel got the watch hours. I just need to get it up to 1,000 subs. 1,000 subs. But guys, everybody who's in the chat room now, who came earlier, who's going to watch this later on, this is why you need to get involved with your kids' school. Make time for these PTA meetings. Make time for these teachers and parents conference meetings. You got to make time for this. I know you ain't going to be able to make to all of them, but you have to make time for this stuff. Or otherwise, if you don't do it, stuff like this going to keep slipping by you. It's going to keep slipping by. Everybody needs to get more involved with the school. And on that note, guys, I am out. Until next time, it's your man Chris Thorns. Take care of yourself and each other, and keep an eye on your children. Amen. Amen.